Hello traders, and welcome to Trading the Trend. I am Dennis, and this is my weekly look at my top strong week trades in the Forex markets. So let's get right into it. Here we have my current strong week rankings for the previous week, going back to where we left off on Friday. We saw the CAD was strong with New Zealand weak, and then we get to this most recent Friday, and the British pound has exploded. I mean, this is one of the highest readings we've seen this year. The yen, which had been strong, has made its usual retreat all the way back to number 8. It's very common for the yen to make these coast-to-coast trips of going from 1 to 8 and 8 to 1 several times a year. So I always say that maybe the best time to buy the yen is when it's weak, and to short the yen when it's strong. As of right now, let's look at some of our top trades. And we'll start with our year-to-date strongest trade, which is the Euro-US dollar. It spent the entire week pulling back, and if you look at this on the weekly, you had a little red candle with a long lower tail. That's kind of on the bullish side, actually, and we've had this process of going red, blue, red, so maybe this coming week we're due for a blue one if we continue that pattern. But you can see this thing is just continues to march up. This little down candle doesn't interrupt that uptrend at all. Looking at it on the daily, you can see we just had this little pullback, and it went right into the 34-day moving average and retreated right off of that. So I still expect to see this thing move higher unless there is some central bank interference. Now the next one I am going to look at is our most recent strong week trade, and that is going to be the pound yen. Now this became a top trade on Friday, so there it is, and of course this is known as the dragon, and you can see why you get these type of moves. Now we actually had this as a top strong week trade on the short side over here, where it hit a total of 272 pips before reversing the other way. So this is actually going to be our entry point for this one. So we'll start tracking it and see how much higher this one can move. But you can see this thing, it just has exploded higher the past week. Next we will look at the pound New Zealand. This became our top strong week trade on Thursday. And where did it go? There it is. Okay, so first, let's see here, there we go. First day, first full day as our top strong week trade, it got to a high of 191 pips. So this thing is already a successful trade just on its first day. Then it pulled back some. Will it continue to pull back? No one knows at this point. We'll just continue to play this to the upside until we get a significant reversal candle. This I wouldn't not really call that a reversal candle. It just probably got a little long-winded, and people were taking profits going into the weekend. But it was this huge up candle that got us into this trade. So we'll continue to play this to the upside. And now the next one would be the CAD yen. And here it comes. Okay, so the CAD yen, and you can see we had the CAD yen earlier in the year where it hit 364 pips, and now this one has been kind of a wild mover here, especially on Friday where it hit a high of 125 pips before pulling back. So we'll keep an eye on that one. This one was actually negative part of the day on Friday, but it finished positive. It's still in the profitable box with a high of 125 pips, so not too bad. And the next one we're going to look at, actually it's going to be the last one I'm going to look at for today, is going to be the euro pound, and this is just a lesson in what happens if you stay in a trade too long. And here, the euro pound, I mean, this thing just kept grinding its way forward, hit a high of 578 pips, and then the bottom fell out, and it really started shooting lower this past week. And this is just a lesson, when you're in these trades, you got to decide when you're going to take your profits and bail out. No one ever sells their trade at the very top. That's just not going to happen. You're just going to have to look for some signal that you decide that that's going to be it. I mean, this little pin bar right here could have been definitely an exit signal for some people. But usually on trades like this, I'm going to be in and out of them several times. I'm not just going to buy here and hold until it gets to here. I will take some profits, wait for pullbacks, maybe jump back in, and just continue to ride it as long as it continues to be a profitable trade in the long term. So anyway, that's what I have for you for this week. Hopefully everyone has a great rest of their weekend, and hopefully we'll have some good trades in the coming week. So I'll catch y'all later.